Welcome to Winning Without Motivation. This is our very first video, our very first vlog. You can go to www.winningwithoutmotivation.co.uk to find out a lot more about me as an individual, about Winning Without Motivation and the team and what we're all about. And just to jump into that very quickly, Winning Without Motivation, it kind of says it in the title. But motivation typically doesn't work, as in the way motivation is being sold. There's many people that stand on stages, people have books on motivation, and people are spending all this time getting extremely hyped, extremely pumped up. And the key thing in any aspect of life, whether it's business, whether it's your health, fitness, any of your goals, is consistent action every day. Scrap the motivation and the belief that you are going to feel this sensation and you're going to want to do it all the time is a fallacy. Most of the time, whether you're a great athlete or a business person, or were to interview people that have made it to the pinnacle of their fields, you'd actually find that they would tell you most of the time they didn't feel motivated. But what they did do and how they progressed was by getting up every day, doing the work and being consistent. So that's the concept and what we do. Why am I doing it? Brief story. Some years back, started a charity with 3 other men, went into a school working with young boys, and went into the school and said, look, give us your young boys that are a problem, you don't necessarily want in your classes. Bit of political correctness they didn't understand initially, and then after a bit of warming up, they fully understood what I was talking about. Long story short, we're doing a program with these children for 2 terms. At the end of the term, one of the moms comes in, and I turn to the mom of a particular boy that I built a bond with. The reason I built a bond with him is all of his behaviour, I could see it in myself as a young child at his age. And I turned to the mother and I said, how has your son found the program? And in that moment, she burst into tears. She burst into tears and she said, you've changed my son's life, you've changed my life. And she couldn't control herself, and I didn't wasn't expecting that response from her. Didn't really know what to do, but we packed up and we finished. And I remember getting in my car after that experience and bursting into tears. And I'm not a big crier, I don't cry all the time. The reason I believe I cried is because I connected with my purpose. I know my purpose is to help and encourage people, and I couldn't believe that a little project that me and 2 other guys thought about could have that massive impact, just 1 hour a week. And in that moment, I sat there and thought, I've operated in the white collar corporate environment for many years. I've sold multi-million-pound contracts. I've done various things. I've won contracts for myself and won lots of commission, etc., etc. But nothing in all of my corporate and my commercial, financial work had ever given me the feeling that I felt in that moment when that parent said that to me. I've been into prisons, I've spoken to men. I went into one prison, and excuse the language, but this is what happened. I went into a prison to speak to a group of men who were used to seeing 2 75-year-old women, weren't used to seeing a man come into, it was a category B prison, which has just dropped down from maximum security. And when I walked into the room with these grown men, they were used to seeing these 2 ladies, and they weren't really interested in what the ladies were seeing. It was just an extra, the ladies were saying it was just an extra visit, and they seen these women as their grandmothers. When they seen me, the whole alpha male thing kicked in, and they saw me as a challenge, as a threat. And one of the leaders in the room turned and said, who's that dickhead? And it's not language I'd normally use, but that's the story, that's the situation, that's what happened. Long story short, at the end of it, we speak. They saw that I wasn't some kind of false kumbaya type individual. And at the end, he came over to me and he gave me a firm, or he dapped me up, he gave me a pound. He greeted me and he just shook his head. And I knew I had a gift in that area to help people. If I can go to prisons, if I can go into school. And it's not about me, but I want to spend my life helping other people. And I know one day I'll be 100 years old and I'll be an old man, and I'll look back over my life. And I know if all I've done is spent my time trying to earn more money, doing things for me, I look back and I regret how I've lived my life. If if I can look back over my life and say I committed a big portion of my time to trying to help other people live better, helping other people journey through this very difficult world more easily, and helping people to deal with pain and go through less pain, I know that 100-year-old man will feel much better about the race is run and the life is lived. So what I'm doing is, on this side of the race, I'm putting the work in now, so that old man, me at 100 years old, can be proud of the work I'm doing. So that's what winning without motivation is. There's no elephants in the room. We're going to be talking on lots of topics: relationships, pain, diet, nutrition, the whole man, the holistic well-being. And engage with the channel, engage with the website. There's lots more coming. Thank you for clicking the video, and I'll see you all soon.